what is up, you guys? My name is Version 1, and look, I'm a tall boy now. I'm back to being a little higher up, and because I got a new chair. You can see my deal of Dr. Stone right back there from whatever anime that's from. I can't remember. I got her from my Otaku Box deal when I had subscription to that. Not sponsored, but hey, Otaku Box, if you will sponsor me, I'll gladly take some more of those awesome boxes. Anyway, I also moved my camera around a little bit so I could sit a little bit better. That way you guys can still see me. You can see my mask up here from when I was doing the doctor bit, stuff like that. And have plans for this mask still. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to incorporate it yet. You can also kind of sort of see my shelf a little bit. Who is that? Oh, it's my little Deadpool dude. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, we're moving right along with the week and stuff like that. We're moving right along with some more of the reaction videos that I promised you guys were going to get. But my chair came today. I'm super excited. It's super comfy. I'm a little off the ground, and I have wheels now, so I can roll around my office a little easier. And also, move the camera up a little bit. You guys can see a little bit more. You can see my D&D wall scroll here, and you can see Dr. Stone, my mask, some of my setup. You can also see some more of my foam. But since I'm not even using this anymore as much, I'm not using my marquee. I'm not even going to put that in the frame anymore because I don't know what happened to my letters, and I can't find them anywhere. So I gave up on trying to use it. And the light don't work anyway. So it just makes a good little background image. Anyway, without further ado, I was looking through YouTube, as I normally do and stuff like that, looking for anything to try and react to for you guys for these last two videos. And I found GameStop manager got what they deserved from Pumpkin Potion. Again, the thumbnail is what usually grabs me with these. It looked really interesting, so I figured, why the hell not? So, without further ado, here we go.
He gave us the biggest lecture. He's like, all right, you, me, and Pumpkin are going to be at the registers. We are not moving. I will let you know when you can take your break. Your breaks are this time, and this time. We station up, and he's like, we have a bunch of Wii's in the back. We're not going to have enough for everybody. And I say, hi, yeah, sir? Why don't we do this intelligently? And he goes, what's that supposed to mean? I said, okay, here's the deal. We have...
Let's do this intelligently? What's that supposed to mean? Let's do it smart. I understood what she's talking about. Oh, my fucking mouse is on screen.
However many Wii's in the back, we're going to count the Wii's, and then we're going to write down the numbers on pieces of paper. All those people out in line, we hand them a piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go down the line. Once we get to however many Wii's, anybody that doesn't get a piece of paper that's further on down in line, we are out of Wii's, go somewhere else. So people start coming in. You know, yep, we got a Wii. Yep, here you go. Here you go. Thanks. Have a great Christmas. Bye. Thank you. It's like 7 in the morning, and this woman walks in. She looks like she's having the worst day of her life. Her hair's a mess. Her makeup is running. Like, she looks awful. So she comes up to me. She does not have a piece of paper. And this woman is on the verge of a mental breakdown. And she's got a couple of bags, and she looks overwhelmed. And she looks me in the face, and she goes, I am so sorry to bother you.
I wasn't expecting this to be like it looks like this was part of a stream. Granted, I love the art style. I love it's a VTuber, obviously. But I love the art style and stuff like that, and I love her model. It is really cool. I love the like Pac-Man looking eyes, as well as everything else in the background. This little dude over here looks really dope too. I don't know. Like I say, I don't follow a lot of people and stuff like that, and then I do have a small circle of people that I watch on YouTube. You know, some of the greats and stuff like that. So yeah, smaller. You know, not really smaller as far as I saw. I thought Pumpkin Spice had a few, way more subscribers than I do. But I think this is really fascinating because she used to work at GameStop, or they, or whatever. I don't know pronouns and stuff like that. And it's really difficult to try and figure that out without knowing people. So I apologize if I get that wrong, but still. But yeah, this looks really cool. I mean, this looks really interesting. I'm eager to hear the rest of the story.
I know that you probably don't have any. I know they're probably sold out, but do you have any Nintendo Wii's out back? Any of them? My heart was just breaking for this woman. I had no idea what she had been through. My manager knows the type of person that I am, gave me the side eye and was like, I stationed you here. You're supposed to be here till noon like we discussed. We don't have any. And I went, I don't think we have any. I'm gonna check out back just for you, just to make sure, okay? So why don't you just hang here, take a couple of breaths. I'll be right back. And she goes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I go out back. I walk around the manager, who is just death glaring me at this point. And I know there's no Wii's, and I'm feeling miserable because I have to come back and tell this woman, sorry, we don't have any. Just for the sake of trying. I start lifting things up and moving things around. Okay, we got PlayStations, we've got Xboxes, we've got all this stuff. I can't find a single one until I'm about to leave and I see a little piece of red cardboard. I reach down, I lift up these other 2 boxes, and I realize what's underneath it is one of those red Mario Edition Wii's. So I picked it up and I brought it out back and I put it on the table in front of this woman. And she looks at me, grabs the counter, openly sobbing. And she goes, no. She goes, I'm just so overjoyed that you have one. Thank you so much. I said, what do you need from me? I said, can I do anything? Do you need extra controllers for your kids? I'm not upselling, but I just...
That's really cool. I mean, I've worked in retail before, but I worked in a shoe store. It's a completely different type of deal. I've always wanted to work at Gamestop or, you know, some place that sells video games, because as you guys can tell, I'm a big video game otaku nerd kind of guy. I love video games. I love anything to do with video games. Hell, I'm a fucking YouTuber that plays video games, and I want to do this for a living. And the fact that she actually found one after they had already counted it and let out numbers of stuff like that, and they found a limited edition for this woman is amazing. That's just wow.
Just want to make sure that she has everything because she's clearly going through it, and I don't want to have her come back here. I said, how many kids do you have? She says, I have one little boy, and that's all he wants. And I was like, okay, I got you. Does he have any favorite characters? Does he like Mario? Does he like Luigi? Does he have a favorite color? Like, I'm asking everything possible. So she brings it all back, and I am at this point like full in my arms like this, carrying around everything like a gorilla. I put it on the sideboard. I walk back around, and she's like, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much. My son is in the hospital. He's 7 years old. This is gonna be his final Christmas. He just wanted a Wii, and I haven't been able to find one. The reason that she was so upset was because her son was terminal. She was just trying to find a Wii and didn't think that we had any. I'm sitting at the register and I'm like, beep, beep, beep. And I'm openly sobbing. I'm just like crying. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Nuts.
I hope that he enjoys this Mario game and like he's gonna have such a great fun time. So this purchase ends up being close to $700.
Oh my God. Sorry, my wallet hurt there for a second.
I said, here it is. I will wrap everything up. It's all good to go. It's all in the bag. Yep, here's your other bags. I got you. I walked her to the front of the store, gave her a little hug, and she was like, you are so amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. And she leaves. My manager, who was side-eyeing me the whole time, I need to talk to you during lunch. I give him the same thing back, looking forward to it. Like, come at me. You want to talk to me during my lunch over this? I welcome you to do so. So my time comes, I go to take my lunch.
Did I just see Keck W in the chat? Sorry, I'm watching a lot of I watch a lot of whiskey streams occasionally, and I see that a lot. So I was like, when I see Keck W in anyone's chat, I just immediately think whiskey. I don't know why that just pops into my head.
My lunchtime is now. I'm going to take that lunch since you scheduled it. He goes, yeah, go ahead. I'll be in a couple minutes. I grab my lunch and I go back and I sit down. A couple minutes later, he comes in and he's all worked up. Pumpkin, what was that? That was a $700 sale. What do you think it was? That's not what I meant. Did you mean that I wasn't supposed to give you a $700 sale? Because as far as I know, numbers have been down for 2 weeks. I would think you would appreciate that. Is there a problem with the $700 sale, or would you have preferred I stayed at the counter and done nothing? And he's like, well, that's not the point. The point is I told you to stay. And if I had, you wouldn't have had that sale. It's Christmas. Be a little kinder to people, my dude. And he's like, well, I just wanted to come back and talk to you about that because, and I said, so who's watching the register right now? You told us to stay at the register. If we have a line way out, what are you doing back here talking to me? He walks back out. So the best part of the story comes at 9 a.m. And all of a sudden, I get this little tap on my shoulder. And I look over, and it's the woman that bought the Wii at 7 a.m. She's returned to the store. She's no longer crying, and she taps me on the shoulder, and I say, oh, I didn't realize you were gonna be back so soon. Did you forget something? Do you need more batteries? Did you need another controller maybe? Literally anything you want. I'm happy to help you. She like pats me on the hand and she says, no, I don't need anything. You've already made me and my family's Christmas. She goes, I don't need anything from you. I said, well, why are you here? And she picks up a bag, a brown paper bag, and she puts it on the counter, and she puts a Donkey's hot cocoa. This woman bought me a bagel with cream cheese and a large hot cocoa and drove all the way back to Gamestop to give it to me for no other reason than I was kind to her. I almost cried all over again, because if you're a retail worker during Black Friday, you know how hard it is to be able to take drinks or to be able to take care of yourself properly. She's like, I know it isn't much. She says, but I know it's going to be a long day for you, and I wanted to get you something. I don't know if you wanted coffee or tea. I don't know what you drink, but I thought hot cocoa would be maybe okay. But I just came back to give this to you and say thank you for making my family's Christmas and just being so kind. God bless. And so I'm sitting there with my hot cocoa like, you too.
I don't mean to laugh. It's just, this is such a heartwarming and touching story, and it's really cool. I don't have any stories like this when I worked at the shoe store, when I worked retail, because when we worked Black Friday sales and stuff like that, it was a freaking cluster funkin' nightmare. And it's just because it was a shoe store. And you guys would probably be really shocked to know about how many people buy freaking shoes. Same people, multiple times a week, buying hundreds of dollars worth of shoes. I'm not joking about that. I've literally seen the same people coming in and out of that store buying Nikes or Reeboks or Skechers or, any of the high name brands out there that we carried, and rank like 3 or 4 pair of shoes, and they came in 2 or 3 times a week. I did not understand it. It completely changed my outlook on life myself, because of the fact that I never knew so many people bought shoes that often. When I just bought myself a pair of work boots for my 9 to 5. And the last time I did that was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago. I don't buy shoes very often. I've got the same pair of tennis shoes I've had for a couple years now. I've got a pair of Crocs that I wear around the house or, around town and stuff like that, if it's warm enough, that I got, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago or something like that. Around the same time I got this pair of work boots I'm having. It's because the sole's coming off the bottom of the shoe. So, I mean, they were literally falling apart. I needed a new pair of boots. So I got myself a new pair of boots. They're pretty nice. They're not any kind of name brand or something, because I'm a cheap ass. But they fit me nice. I actually had to get a size up because didn't have my actual size. So I got a size up. That way, it still fits me perfectly. It gives me enough comfort room, and it's not going to kill my feet. Because I do get steel toe, because I work in industrial stuff. I work in a warehouse. I work as a forklift driver, etc., blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I get some heavy duty work boots, so you guys can guesstimate around how much that usually costs, about $40 to $60, depending on the brand of shoe or brand of boot. So I mean, I never saw anything like this particular thing. Hell, when I was in high school and I took my girlfriend, my wife now, my girlfriend at the time, to our prom, I got a lot of stuff from the shoe store I worked at. Granted, I used my employee discount and got them at a discount, but still, that's just perks of working retail. You get an employee discount 9 times out of 10. But yeah, let's continue the story. It's almost over, so I don't know why I stopped it here.
Have a wonderful Christmas. And then to put the cherry on the sundae of everything that I just told you, the week after Black Friday, what employees had the best sales during that day? Guess who got the best sales on Black Friday, because I deliberately disobeyed management for it. He gave us the biggest lecture.
Oh my God, that's great. I mean, I've been working warehouse jobs after my retail jobs, and I've only worked one fast food. I've worked one retail store, one fast food place, and I've worked warehouse jobs pretty much my entire life, from when I was about 18, 19 maybe, somewhere around there. And I worked in warehouses off and on till well, now I still work in a warehouse. So, I mean, it's just fascinating hearing stories like this of other people who have worked retail, who have had these type of experience is just fucking amazing. Because I didn't get that type of deal. Because again, working at a shoe store completely differs from working at Gamestop or some place that sells electronics. Me as myself, I'm an electronics kind of guy. I'd rather have worked at Best Buy or GameStop or something like that. But since my mother worked at this shoe store and a family friend worked at this shoe store, I put in an application and I got hired at said shoe store because the family friend was the manager, and my mother was what was known as second key, which is basically assistant manager. And yeah, I've got tons of stories I could tell about that shoe store, but I'll leave those for another video in itself, and I'll have to. That's actually a pretty good idea. Actually, I'll probably jot that down after this video so I don't forget. But yeah, I'll tell some stories about that. That sounds like a pretty good video. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode because I've been rambling on too long. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for this episode. If you guys want to check out Pumpkin Potion, link will be in the description down below, along with this video. If you guys want to watch the whole thing and hear the whole story without me stopping it and talking, feel free to do so. That being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, see you in the next one. Hey, and peace. What's up?